I said it during the game, and I firmly believe it. One, I just love watching the offense.
Yeah.
It's not great. It's not one of the most high octane offenses in the league. Their most explosive receiving weapon is Evan Ingram.
Right.
There are only so many places this offense can go. But the stat that I thought was so telling is that in the second and third quarters combined, his first 12 attempts in those two quarters, when the rain was just pouring down, Trevor was averaging 1.97 air yards per attempt on those first 12 throws. And that's not a judgment of Trevor Lawrence. No. It is a very smart way to call the game when there's a monsoon happening and all you're trying to do is run screens, little slide routes, getting the ball in guys' hands after the catch creation. That's what this team does. I think it's been such a well-crafted and smartly called offense from Doug Peterson over the course of this entire season. And what's most fun to me is that this isn't really what they looked like in Philly. All of the motion and all of the moving pieces. And I'd love to ask Doug if this is a product more of what he thinks his personnel is, or some of the things that he went back and studied and thought, I want to incorporate more of this when I get my second chance. It might be a little column A, a little column B.
Yeah.
But I'd be curious what the answer to those questions would be.
Dude, that's a great point, because he ran like a stick nod concept that I see usually in a Shanahan offense. It's not like Andy Reid runs it, even though they're kind of cousins of each other as far as offensive systems. So that was to me going like, okay, you're picking what you saw. Maybe
or motion completion to ETN today, where Agnew goes on the yo-yo and then he goes in the orb. The linebacker follows him, and it's just a little leak out by ETN for like a big gain. Like that kind of stuff is just, it's different.
It's just greatest hits, like, which I mean, that is a compliment. And it's like a motion offense in basketball. Just everyone's just going side to side, and you got to play your bubbles. Like every defender has to play their rules. And honestly, anytime the Jets brought a slot pressure or even peeked inside, because, they're getting run on a little bit, they're sticking with the run. They're hitting some explosive plays, especially to the outside. So the slot guys are peeking inside, and then they just hit something to the flat. And there goes Evan Ingram getting north. But going into tonight, and really, like, we did our pick segment at the end of our show, and why I stayed away from betting the Jags was I've just had so many bets ruined in my life where the offensive line has a disadvantage against some gangbusters defensive line.
Yeah.
And it blows up. And I'm like, what was I thinking? They can't even move the ball. And Doug Peterson's smart. He knows he watches film. He sees
another aspect of why they're getting thrown also short.
Side to side. Get these guys.
His average time to throw in this game is like 2 seconds.
Yeah, like flat, like too flat, not even 2 and change. No, and the first drive, one of the first drives, they ran. Oh no, it was like it was after a couple drives, but they did an RPO to Evan Ingram, went for a big gain, and then tackle trap on third and mediums. Both on third and mediums, they were like just running the ball and getting it out in their hands and not letting this defensive line that has the same 49ers DNA and be banshees and tee off. Now they're going, oh shit, I can't get going on my pass rush. Now I got to go chase this guy down the field. They just wore out the defensive line. It was a great game plan. It was perfect. It was truly nickel and diming, but in a good way. I mean, that's a compliment.
I knew you would love that 3rd and 6 counter so much. Dude, I knew I would hear about that by the end of this show. It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
It was.
So Walker Little pulls on that play.
They looked on it and they're like, yeah, tackle trap. We're getting into this.
Walker Little pulls on that play. They got rid of the ball very quickly. They helped the offensive line out. I thought he played pretty well tonight. And having a guy you drafted in the 2nd round be your swing tackle when your starting left tackle goes down is a really nice breaking case convergence thing to have.
John Shipley, who covers the Jaguars, and he kind of said there's not going to be much drop off there. He even had tipped it, and like kind of was like, hey, it's not going to be as drastic as a drop off. It might even be an improvement in some ways. So
we said this on Sunday after the game, I said when he came in, they actually could still function on offense, and that's a huge thing, because when you lose your left tackle at this stage of the proceedings, when you're going to most likely be a playoff team, that could be huge. But him coming in and being able to stabilize that is a really important factor for them. So yeah, I love watching them. I just love watching all the ideas and how easy they try to make it on the players. Good for Doug Peterson. I think that him kind of getting this second chance and really running with it has been fun to watch. Strange ending for him in Philadelphia, obviously, with the quarterback stuff and kind of how all of that devolved. So seeing him thrive in this second opportunity is very cool. And then Trevor's just good, man.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, today was just one of those games where he's doing what's asked of him within the offense. They're not asking a ton from him with a lot of those, quick screens, whatever throws. But then when they're asking him to do stuff, second drive of the game, I think, ran a little sail concept to Dan Arnold that was a beautiful hole shot throw. you tweeted out the throw in the second half, just a deep out, like on a laser beam to Say Jones on third down. And he can do that stuff. And then the other aspect of the game that he has really, really shown a ton of over the last couple of weeks, and I think it changes the conversation about his ceiling. The movement skills are remarkable for a guy that big. I mean, his ability to make guys miss in the pocket, to pick up a first down with his legs, that's what takes you from a guy who can run an offense well and be an efficient NFL quarterback to somebody who can be a star within the current makeup of the sport. Because if you can make your offense right when the defense is supposed to make you wrong, it changes the dynamic of the game. And that's what he's able to do on top of all of the within the pocket traditional quarterback stuff that we've come to expect from him. And that is some eyebrow raising shit, man. That changes the game.
That's why I'm telling you, I know process. And it's nothing new, by the way. It's nothing like where it's with him going like, wow, he's finally progressing from the pocket. That's what he was so awesome at Clemson, and what he's so awesome at in his first year, in his rookie year, and the first half of this year. This is nothing new. It's just, I think how they've dialed it up has made a lot more sense. And now it all just has come together. And also, by the way, sorry, quick rant. There's nothing about his mechanics that has changed. Nothing. That whole little video breakdown they did of his mechanics, nothing has changed. Like they're saying time to throw and everything, the offense changed. It went from like a play action deep shot attack to like quick game left and right, like back and forth, motion, flats and bubbles. That's why it all changed. Sorry, I couldn't believe that I saw that graphic. But watching this offense, and it's a nice balance. And I already see some detractors of Trevor Lawrence kind of going, well, he's not asked to do anything. With this offense, it's like having a CGI heavy movie, but like with a huge budget and like but with the awesome actors and stuff like that. That is what Trevor Lawrence is. Like he is such again, it's like Dune. Like just awesome CGI, all the smoke and mirrors with it, but just awesome acting. It's well crafted. That's what Trevor does, because just like those third down throws, the back shoulder Dan Arnold, the Zay Jones one, right before that Dan Arnold back shoulder one, he threw a stick to Evan Ingram, and guarantee you if that gets charted, people will say that's a off target throw, and it's not, because Sauce Gardner was hanging there and he back shoulders him to get him go north so he doesn't throw him into the waiting corner. Like that's what Trevor's doing right now. He can layer those throws where he can go, I'm missing on purpose, where you're missing to make a guy drop step. And that's high-end quarterback play. This is stuff that I got so excited about. That's why I'm just so excited everyone else is seeing this. Jaguars are on prime time. So I'm like, yeah, look at this. Isn't it fun, guys? But no, it's a really well-crafted offense that understands their weaknesses, understands the players really well. The Evan Ingram usage is just exactly Doug Peterson, what he's done so well. No more vertical routes with Evan Ingram. Horizontal, crossing, slide routes, get him running. That is him to a T. And then on top of it, Trevor Lawrence can just, when it's third down, it's not crunch time, he can just do the real shit. So it's a perfect package. I love watching him. It's one of my more favorite watches to watch each week. Last year, it was like me just like watching some terrible schlock movies, like watching The Room. Just
you saw the beauty in it though. You saw the beauty in it before a lot of people did.